We move on to the much awaited part of today's event, a fireside chat on total parenting solutions. Today, we're absolutely thrilled to have Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff with us here. Dr. Shroff is a renowned author, entrepreneur, blogger, podcaster, and life coach, and much more. An executive alumni from Indian Institute of Management and London School of Economics, a President of India awardee. She is the MD and CEO of Kalorex Group, which runs 60 plus institutions across the country. She is a Rajkumari from the Surangi royal family of Odisha. She has influenced the lives of more than 1 lakh plus students over the past 3 decades across 60 plus institutions. Further, Dr. Shroff believes in working towards the mental, physical, and spiritual well-being of people through her exclusive work called Shroffism. We welcome you, ma'am. Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff, along with Ms. Ragini Bharadwaj, a highly distinguished journalist, have authored this pioneering book, Safe Teen Steps, a very relevant title in today's digital age. The book deals with tough topics like social media addictions, cyberbullying, harassment, and relationships, amongst other taboo topics. Her previous book, Baby Steps to Big Dreams, is a bestseller on parenting. It also has the honor of being the only book to have ever been read at an United Nations COP event. Today, Dr. Shroff would be talking to us on total parenting solutions. But before going ahead, let's watch a short video. So all eyes towards the LED.
Namaskar, I am Anantakrishnan and we welcome you to a partnership with parents to achieve the NEP's goals of mental health and emotional resilience in students. Last year, we brought to you Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff's #1 bestseller book on parenting, Baby Steps to Big Dreams, that was launched in over multiple cities in India and abroad. Let's take a quick glance at the book tour. As we toured multiple cities and met influencers such as you to take forward the NEP's objectives of improved mental and emotional health in students, during our discussions with educators, directors, administration, and management, the question invariably popped up if we should address these issues by directly talking to teenagers and senior secondary students, since they are so much more at risk. Working on this thread of thought, Kalorex is proud to present the sequel to Baby Steps, Safe Teen Steps, Making Young Adults Cyber Secure. Safe Teen Steps is dedicated to A. The brave hearts of parents in the shadow of grief and pain for losing loved ones to the dangers of the online world. B. To all teenage girls who have faced the daunting challenges of cyber threats, you are not alone. C. The online world is not safe for boys. This book is also a salute to the courageous teenage boys who confront the silent struggles of harassment compounded by hiding their emotions. We applaud you. Many of you are already familiar with Kalorex's development of India's first teacher mentor influencer, Maya.
For online parenting counseling, Kalorex brings to you Sitting by Maya, Parenting Conversations, adapted from the #1 best-selling book, Baby Steps to Big Dreams, and its sequel, Safe Teen Steps. Sitting by Maya is a 3-step process. To get your online parenting solution, step 1, go to sbm.manjulapoojashroff.com. Step 2, easy registration with your existing emails. Step 3, select the appropriate age, topic, and FAQ from the drop-down and get the parenting solution. Why wait? Register now and discover the benefits of sitting by Maya for your parenting journey.
At Kalorex, it's our endeavor to teach beyond text. We bring to you total modern day parenting solutions of baby steps and the sequel Safe Teen Steps and the online solutions Sitting by Maya. Please join us in our journey to create resilient and empathetic students who will be better prepared to thrive in the VUCA world where human race and the AI is forced to mingle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would now request Mr. Ananthakrishna B. to conduct the fireside chat with Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff on total parenting solutions. Can we have the chairs on the stage, please? All right, ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, please welcome on stage Dr. Manjula Shroff and Mr. Ananthakrishnan B., who will be conducting a fireside chat on total parenting solutions.
Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much. We all are teachers by heart, right? So the good morning thing is very important to get that first feel of the morning. Right, so I'll come to some, see I'm also a teacher somewhere, core in the heart, right? So let me start with a question to you all. We all just saw an audio clip. We saw a lady in the audio clip, and there's a lady sitting here. How many of us here believe that whom we saw in the audio clip is the same as the lady sitting here? How many of us believe here? All right, okay, okay. And what do the rest say? That they are not the same. Is it? What if I tell you that the lady in the audio clip and the lady here are the same? For those who do not believe it. All right, so let me break the ice for you. Let me take the privilege of introducing India's first teacher, mentor, influencer, Maya, which is an artificial clone and avatar of Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff, created specifically for the cause of education. Thank you very much. So, ma'am, we have Maya, which kind of, see, my fear is in someday I'll now report to her, and someday I'll be reporting to her. So which her I have to report to is my fear in any case. So, ma'am, you have written this beautiful book, Safe, Baby Steps to Big Dreams. This is a Hindi version that I'm carrying in my hand. This was a beautiful book on parenting which came up last year. Since this book, Vibha, hi. Since this book was launched, you've done about 4 United Nations attendances talking about sustainability in education. And in that duration of 1 year, you also happened to write this book called Safe Teen Steps, which is a beautiful book on keeping youngsters safe in the internet world. Ma'am, you are an educationalist, you run schools, you have been writing on parenting, understandable because education, parenting is all linked up together. why did you think it was necessary to write a book of this kind, which is particularly to do with safety of teenagers in the internet world?
Good morning, Bangalore. It's always a pleasure to be here, especially to talk about safe teens online. Because I believe that this is the IT capital of India. This is where the maximum screen time is likely to happen. So really, let's delve into the risks of screen time for teenagers. But before everything else, I want to begin with this. The country gave to us an NEP document, which is about 600 pages. It's very difficult for every teacher to decipher it and to implement it. So what we did is created an abridged, implementable version for you. It is chapter-wise written, all 8 chapters. If you just follow this, you'll become NEP compliant. It is people like you who've written this, actually. We put together about 150 people in the room, practitioners, and wrote this document. It is while writing this document, you know that there is a huge importance given to mental, emotional resilience of students, even in the NEP. It's one thing to say it, it's yet another thing to do it. It is about the time that we created Maya, which Anantakrishnan has already talked about. Maya looks and feels and talks so much like me that at least the students in Kalorex can't tell the difference. And a lot of people who follow me on social media believe that she's Manjula Shroff and I'm the fake person. Reality is this. What you see online appears more real. It is during this cusp of intervention of AI with human intelligence that I was fortunate enough to write the Baby Steps book. When a time has come, and the time had come for active parenting, because parents are at crossroads. Parents do not understand what we call the VUCA world: volatile, complex, ambiguous, uncertain. They don't understand. And we are preparing children for that world. When they don't understand the world itself, what kind of preparation are they going to do for the children? As we sit here, we are not only talking about challenges of Gen X, we are talking about challenges of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who's sitting in your classrooms. And as the year turns, it will become Gen Beta. We don't even understand the terminology. Forget about addressing the problems in the classroom. So in the next whatever time we have, I'm going to make a compelling argument why you need to talk mental health before you talk academic strength.
Fantastic, fantastic. So in about next 18 odd minutes, we would be talking about parenting and about safety of teenagers in the internet world. This particular book, ma'am, tackles with multiple taboo topics. Topics which even the parents find it difficult to talk to the children about, topics which the teachers shy away talking to the children about, topics like sexting, sextortion, pornography, blackmail on the internet, grooming issues on the internet, scarlet letters, and many such kind. If you can explain to us what are these words, can we start with catfishing first? And how does it lead to grooming issues? How does it lead to other pornography stuff, right? And how is it linked and what are the outcomes?
So when you believe that your children are spending time on devices and hopefully learning, let me tell you what is happening online. Let me also tell you that before I wrote this book, I was completely unaware of this world and definitely not acquainted with that dictionary, that lexicon, online dictionary. But you know, if you have to talk to teenagers, you have to talk in their language. We need to get their world. So let me introduce you to some topics. The first one he talked about is called cat fishing. You know cat fishing? Just fishing. There's another word called predator. Everybody familiar with the word predator? You understand the word, right? So what happens is, when children are playing gaming, all children harmlessly play online. They can come across a predator. A predator is somebody who behaves like the age of the child. with a fake ID. And the predator can start to chat up with the child, compliment the child, start saying you're playing well, all of that. You know, today in the nuclear world, and this city more than every other city understands it with, you know, both parents working, children are growing up alone or growing up online. Children feel the need to be heard and understood. Here is somebody who's chatting with them online and soon starting to befriend them. That whole process of befriending is what we call online grooming, preparation. So they start chatting. And by, the kid may also start revealing private information. If it's a teenager, you know that teenage is mostly about hormones, chemical imbalances in the body. And soon it can become even semi-nude to nude pictures. It is at this time that sextortion or blackmailing can happen, because this book talks about, there's a chapter called Stranger Danger, and the statistics says that 66% of students who chat with strangers actually meet them offline. And I'm going to leave it to your imagination that if a teenage girl meets a predator offline, what's likely to happen? But if she says no, or he, gender doesn't matter. If he says no, then sextortion happens. They start to blackmail. So this is like a process. And this is going on online. My question to you is, if a child is being threatened with her reputation, if a child is being threatened with some images going viral, if a child is dealing with such large life crisis, how on earth is that child going to focus on the mathematics that you're teaching in the classroom? Or the IT, or the computer, or the science, or the physics? How? It is time that we as teachers and parents understand this. It is time we pay attention to mental health. It is time that we help students where they need us the most, rather than paying marks, rather than paying attention to pure marks. Anyways, ChatGPT will teach them physics and coding far better than you and me. Anyways, what you're going to teach in the classroom is not going to help their careers. Because tomorrow the children, the Gen Alpha sitting in your classrooms, are going to compete with humanoids, with robots. I don't believe you and me have the knowledge to prepare them for that world on the competitive side. And we're not preparing them for the human side. So what are we really doing in our classrooms?
Elon Musk has already announced about 40 lakh,
40 million.
40 million Optimuses, right? To be landing in
Familiar
India.
with Optimus, everybody in this room? Optimus is the first humanoid that Elon Musk has already produced. Essentially, Optimus is a humanoid which will talk and behave like it's a robot. So in America, there is a need for somebody to take care of your homes, right? Optimus is that machine that will cook, clean, do everything, look after your children also one day, and do homework. It's already out in the market. And his promise is, in the next, I think 2040, there will be one humanoid, one human being. That's his promise.
Dangerous.
That's the world you're creating the children for. So humanoids will do all iterative tasks better than you and me. Let us focus on human intelligence. Let us focus on human values. Because artificial intelligence is acquired intelligence. If our classrooms do not talk about human intelligence, we'll miss the bus.
My goodness. We all know social media. We all use social media in our daily lives. Many of us would be on Instagram here. Instagram users, Instagram, that's it. In Bangalore, only so many number of Instagram users, that's it. Not possible. Raise your hands, please. Instagram, let's leave it up. Come on. There you go. All teachers, first time nobody will say yes. All second time. Good. All right. You have heard about Insta. Have you heard about Finsta? F for father. Finsta? Anybody? Sinsta? As for sister, Sinsta, let me go a bit further, ma'am. Mani Megla, ma'am, one more step, please. Right, so Finsta, Sinsta, all right, super. Finsta, Rinsta, Sinsta. Anybody in Sinsta? So there are many such words in the Instagram, world itself. Ma'am, if you can kindly explain what are these? Why do they cause or pose to be a danger for students, and what should we do about it?
Let me first ask you, how many people in this room agree with the Australian ban for social media under 16? No, I'm so glad to hear this. I'm so glad to hear this. I'll tell you why. The answer lies in delayed use. You know, when we say ban on social media, most people think it's about ban on internet. No. Use the internet. Use the devices. Use LAN, WAN, safe networking systems. But social media, delayed use, what they're saying is after 16. Delayed use of social media is the answer for good development of mental and physical health, and I'll try to demonstrate that in a bit. We're just using the example of Insta. I mean, it happens all over. Even in Snapchat, it must be happening. So, everybody, in order to create one Insta ID, you need a real email ID, correct? A real email ID that is validated. Most teenagers, after they create that one real Insta ID, which is the Rinsta, have multiple Finstas, fake IDs. It is in this Finsta that all of this grey tone work happens. Sexting. Cybersex. Sexting, as you know, is texting with a sexual connotation. Right? In India, sexting is a crime, is a criminal offense, which means IPC sections lage hue hain, Indian Penal Code. We don't know, we don't teach our children. Most teenagers are not only watching pornography, downloading pornography, definitely doing sexting in these fake IDs. See, the real risk is this. They are indulging in so much pornography online that they don't know what is the real world and what is what we call the real world. Remember this, a young child whose brain is not even completely formed. When they watch so much stuff online, they think that is real. And then offline, if they so much is bothered to make a private comment to another sex, the school and the parents are up in arms. They don't get it. They don't get why we make such a big deal offline when it is so easily accessible online. Can you understand the world? They don't know what is right, what is wrong, what is appropriate, what is inappropriate. It's our fault. We don't teach them. They can't figure it out. They're still growing. As you know, age 6 is an important milestone for human development. But psychologists have gone on to say that age 13 is equally important because the onset of teenage is so many changes in the body. So I've explained Rinsta, Insta, Finsta. Let me come to Sinsta. There's something called the dark web, everyone. Dark web. The internet has a dark web where it is very difficult to trace what is going on. You and me sometimes don't even know what is going on because you're not native to technology. But children are native. They can navigate technology very easily. And they are all over the net. We actually did have a case in Ahmedabad when one of the teenagers was blackmailing the school from the dark web, saying that he will release nude pictures of teachers and colleagues if they did not postpone the exams. This went on for 3-4 months. Police got involved, cybercrime got involved. They couldn't trace the email because it was coming from the dark web. But you know what? Eventually, even the fake ID has stemmed out of a real ID. We need to tell our children that there's no such thing as fake. It will trace back because you leave your footprints online. 6 months later, it was discovered that it was an 11th grader who was blackmailing because he didn't want exams. The end result was really sad. The whole city came to know, newspapers splashed his name, the police, everything. He had to move cities. Finally, he committed suicide. We can't hold him responsible for what we did not teach him. Even he's a child. He may be committing juvenile offenses, but he is a child. And who taught him? Which parent taught him? Which teacher taught him? In this world, if we do not actively engage with parents in partnership, I don't think we'll have a safe world going forward.
Fantastic. So, teachers, principals, getting heavy. It is a heavy topic. It has to be heavy. Let me try to make it a bit lighter now. Ma'am, in the last book of yours, you have dealt with fears in great detail. Even Bhagavad Gita, Adhyaya 16.1, deals with fear in great detail. By the way, people here, anybody afraid of darkness? Can't sleep alone in the night without a switch on? No, you're all
I can't sleep in the dark. I need a little lamp burning.
nice. Anybody here who's afraid of cockroaches? Roaches? Yeah, half hands, huh? Anybody here who's afraid of lizards? I am a big fan of lizards in terms of being afraid. I've changed hotels 2 o'clock in the night, 5 stars. Spent 10,000 bucks for 2 hours just because I saw a lizard in the room. That's the kind of fear psychosis it can create if you have fears in your mind. Why does fear get ingrained in the mind? How does a child, go through it? And what is a parent supposed to do? How does this book deal with fears?
So in the first book, fear is a very natural phenomenon. What he's just talking about is fear is not reasonable. I mean, why should a grown-up lady be afraid of cockroach? What will the cockroach do to you? It doesn't even bite. It doesn't even sting. Does it? Why are you afraid? But fear has no reason. It's illogical. But fear gets ingrained somewhere in childhood. You see, think of a toddler. A toddler will play naturally with all insects, correct? It is us adults that instill the fear in children. Don't do this, don't go there. So if you can instill it, you can remove it simply through conversations. So this book essentially is about conversations. Parenting, as the method of parenting is only conversing right. So the book has about 36 kinds of fears. And as you and me know as faculty members, learning is developmental science, is age related. So this book talks about between ages 2 and 3, what kind of fears children can develop and how you can deal with it through conversation. Between 5 and 6, 6 and 7, 8 and 9, all of that. So this is from womb till teenager. So it is toddlers, preschoolers, primary school, middle school, senior school, all kinds of issues, age-wise. But the point here is unless you remove the fear, you grow up as an individual carrying that. So one of the examples that I always try to give is, your phone has a lot of forwards. If you do not clean your phone, what's going to happen? It's going to hang. It's going to have efficiency issues. Similarly, if you as human beings also have memory space. If you don't clean it, what's going to happen? Your efficiency is going to go low. It's important to clean. It's important for you to understand in order to teach.
Fantastic. I come back to the last question, ma'am.
No last question. This is the last question, Reke.
All right, sure. So, I wanted to take I'll do it in the next session maybe or sometime later. I wanted to talk about danger in terms of drug abuse versus digital abuse or digital addiction, right? Drug addiction or digital addiction, which is more dangerous? I want to take that question, but maybe time is not permitting us, maybe next time. Ma'am has been kind enough to carry a few copies of this book with her, both the books, right? I think she's going to be here, available here, the books are here. You can please feel free to take a complimentary copy, take it back to your school. My humble request to all the educators here is the best way to use this book is read it to your students in the zeroth period. Read it together, right? You want us to do a similar session in your school complimentary without any cost? We are more than happy to come down and talk to your teachers, talk to your students, and to keep them safe in the internet world. Also, we are carrying the NEP booklet with us, a few copies. Please feel free to take it. Any of us here are wanting to convert these books in Kannada, we are more than happy to collaborate and work with you. Any other form of collaboration to keep children safe in the internet world you want us to do, we are more than happy to collaborate on different parameters also. Thank you, Bangalore, for this beautiful opportunity.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry I didn't take that last question, simply because I was aware of the time. But let me tell you this. It took me 3 years to break the glass ceiling and talk to you so openly about sex, drugs, alcohol, cyber crime, sexting, sextortion, cyber sex, etc. As teachers, often we feel responsible because you know what? Society blames us. Society says everything happens in schools. Press, media, everybody says it happens too. So even as a school owner, I was very shy of talking like this until I saw how dangerous the world is. And I realized that it's about time to talk. If your teachers can do this in the classroom, that's the best sustainable solution. If you as principals can do this to your parents, best solution. If you can't and you need our support to talk as openly, we are more than willing to help society. Thank you so much for your time.
Dr. Shroff is available here for the book signing. Please collect your copies and get signed.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. I would now request Mr. Anil Sharma to kindly felicitate Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff and Mr. Anand V. Krishnan. I'm sure we would all love to have our hands around this book. And as he mentioned, the copies are available, which you can collect. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. We also have a token of appreciation for Mr.